Hey, Miss Vicky.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're the first person. It's just me and you.
Is it? Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
do it.
let me go get my stuff off my printer because I was at 9 o'clock snuck up on me so fast this morning. Hold on 1 second. Let me go get my stuff.
Okay.
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 So I am back. Do you see my screen, my Ignite screen?
No, I see some downloads.
Oh, okay. Well, let me stop sharing and go back. Let me try some stuff first. Okay, I see it down there. Okay. Now let me try to screen share it.
Okay. Got it.
Got it. Yes. Okay, now you see it?
I do.
Okay, good. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start. It's already 10 minutes after almost.
But almost.
I think I should give them 2 more minutes or so to come
If
on
you,
in.
that's up to you. That's fine with me.
I'll give them 2 minutes to 9:10,
Okay.
and we're gonna
Okay.
move on.
Okay.
So, how's your morning going?
My morning is going good. Everything is going good. I'm just so excited. about what God is doing. He's just really been just showing himself so awesome.
You know, it's fun. I just, it's like every morning I wake up with something new. Like it's like every day I feel it's saying something else new to me
Yes,
every
yes,
day. And it's
yes.
like, Lord, that's not what I said I was gonna do today. It's like, no, this is what I want you to do today.
Isn't that
So
major?
so
That
it's like, you know what? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like you say, just
I,
do what I'm told to do.
exactly, because he's always speaking. It's just when we put ourselves in a place just to hear from
Hmm.
him and not do our own thing. Because if we listen and see what it is he would
Hmm.
have us to do, then we know we can't go wrong.
Cause it's like this morning, you know, I know everyone's saying, you know, their word for the year. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do a word for the year. Then I heard him say, oh, yes, you are. You're gonna be intentional this year. Like I know
Wow.
you try to be, but you're going to be intentional about everything you do, whether it's
Yes.
helping someone, whether it's cooking, whatever it is, you're gonna be intentional about it.
Wow.
So I just said, okay, that's it. Everything is intentional this year. So if I feel a little different, just know the Lord led me that way.
It's intentional.
It's intentional. That's the way He led me.
That's right. That's right.
Uh,
Mm.
so
Mhm.
I don't see anyone else coming in. So we're going to go ahead and
Okay.
start.
Okay.
So today we're doing Ignite, and we are in. I am recording, yes, and we are Spark Session 2. Lead generation is the core of the business. I personally think this is one of the most important sections of the of Ignite, and I think that's
Mhm.
why it's first, is because, you know, without lead generation we have no business.
That's right.
We
That's
have
right.
no business without lead generation.
Mhm.
So like I said, I'm not going to ask us to introduce ourselves. It's just me and you. So we're just going to really, you know, go into it. But today what will our goal will be, um goal every day of building a database, practicing scripts, contacting prospective clients, and getting to know the market. So move on. So like we said before, the two things that successful real estate agents do every day is grow and run their business.
Mhm.
And the secret to being a successful real estate agent is there is no secret.
That's right.
So these are the things that we do every day. You grow and run your business. You have to be consistent. Like you said, you have to have a schedule. I've learned from Miss Vicky. I put on my calendar, grow my business, run my business.
That's right.
And in
That's right.
between time, I'll put in my doctor's appointments, nail appointments, showings, any other things I have to do. Even I've becoming more intentional. I've even putting, okay, call this lender about, check on this. I put every single thing that I can think of on there, simply because if it's not on there, it didn't happen.
That's right. That's
Or
right.
because I'm on so much medication, I will forget. So I
And
have to make sure.
that's just it within itself. We can't remember everything. And when we talk to people and we need to we need to put it down when we
Mhm.
need to call them back. And that's the thing, even yesterday, as I was doing some calling and doing some wellness checks, and I called some for sale by owners, and I did uh, get 3 appointments, one
Mhm.
today, and I'll
Good.
confirm, yes, I'll confirm one Friday and Sunday. So my thing is I had to put that on my schedule. I got an appointment today. I need to call Friday and I need to call Sunday because I just couldn't remember all that. And
Mm-hmm.
one thing I do, I put it in my notes until I can get it in my calendar. I put
Yep.
it in my notes while we're talking, and then I go back and put it in my calendar so I can delete it off my notes. But I just do. I don't care how much stuff is on my calendar.
Mm-hmm.
I want it on my calendar to help me know that this is what I have to do.
When I see my calendar is so color coordinated. When I see all those different colors, and I kind of get excited, it makes me feel like
Yes,
I'm doing stuff. I have things
yes,
to do.
yes, yes.
So putting that grow and run your business on your calendar has truly and tremendously helped me. And like I said, I just add in nail appointments and all those other things in between.
Right.
And when we're growing our business, we're lead generating for buyers and sellers. We're making seller listing presentations and getting listings. You make buyer presentations and getting listings. You're previewing your real estate. That is something I made a habit of doing every morning. Getting up, looking at the market, see what else, see what's new is on the market, see what's coming out, because especially when you have buyers, they want to be the first ones to see what's new out there. So I want to be say, hey, this just came on the market 5 hours ago. You know, this is my schedule. What do you have? Because I want to be proactive with my buyers.
Right.
I don't want them to have to call me with an address. I want to call them and let them know this meets our qualifications. Right. And when we're running our business, we're marketing seller listings, we're showing buying houses, we're negotiating contracts, transaction management to closing, vendor management, setting goals, compliance and risk management, and we're attending trainings and getting coaching and manage money. I don't want people to underestimate number 8, the attending the trainings and getting coaching.
Yes.
It takes a lot of time, but it helps you get to where you want to be.
That's right.
Because I know at one point I just felt, well, am I ever going to sell real estate? I'm just in Ignite classes every day. I'm in Bold, I'm in this. But those lessons have helped me get, I'm still at, a beginner, but I see the progress. I don't have to call Miss Vicky for everything now. I just call for the major things now. So those trainings, they definitely help. And Kelly, we're with the number 1 training real estate company in the world. Okay. So like I said, what we'll focus on today is growing our business, and that's lead generating for buyers and sellers. We've discussed that. Our lead generation model. That's what we're going to do. Hey, Gerald, any questions so far? How you doing?
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I had soldiers in my office this morning. I was late getting on. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's okay.
We're just starting. Okay. You on time. You on time. Okay. We're just starting.
Okay. All is well here, though.
And we're talking about lead generation, and this is the biggest part of our business is what we do. So today's Focus and Spark session is lead generation model. It's important for us to understand that what we're learning today fits the bigger picture. It's important. So understanding the lead generation model provides a larger vision of interconnect tasks and habits and how they help fund your big why. Everyone has what their big why, what they're doing, why they're doing it, and whatever that may be. Everyone's big why is different. I know for me, like I've said before, mine is my husband and my daughter, my family. I just want to make my family more comfortable. I want us to debt free. I don't want my daughter to have to grow up in debt. I don't want her to have to pay student loans like I have to pay student loans. There's just certain things when my husband, because he's an avid shooter, when he wants to go buy a gun, go buy a gun. Want to go buy another ATV, go buy another ATV. I don't want to have to worry about those things. So that's what I want. I want debt free. I want us to live our life up. I just want us to live it up. I want us to have a good time because we're not taking any of this with us.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people hear people say that and they look at it as me, myself, and I. That's not the case. It's nothing wrong with, because
when you work hard, you play hard.
That's right. And when you're in a position to be able to live it up, and you'll help other people. Nevertheless, it's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And like you said, and I want to be in a position to be a blessing. I don't want my mother-in-law to have to worry about, and granted, now they don't. Hey, Katie. They don't. My mother-in-law, my mother, they don't have to worry about anything. But I want to be able to continue that. I want to make sure that we have all the resources we can to get them what they need and want forever.
Yes, 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 yes.
So that's
Agree.
just a part of I want my family taken care of. And
Yep.
there's no bigger why for me.
Charity
So
starts at home
it does. It does.
and
It
It
does.
spreads
definitely
abroad.
does. It definitely does. So it says you can see the big picture of how each piece helps them achieve closed contracts. Closed contracts help us achieve our financial goals, funding our big why. We can see how our business will be affected by if they are not diligent with each piece of the model. The model builds on top of each previous task. For example, without prospecting and marketing, they won't have leads to convert to contacts, contacts to get appointments with, which will lead to closed contracts. So this model right here, which is in our MREA, you start with your prospecting and marketing. You go down the tunnel, you go to leads. You take those leads, make those contacts. Then you cultivate those people. You set appointments. You get active with them. You find show houses. You get under contract, and you go to closing. That's our funnel. That's our lead generation model. Okay. Since our lead generation model is backed by research that has been conducted for the second edition of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And today we will focus on the solo agent model. The top of the model, part one, is categorized as lead generation. It's the part of the model where they will focus on generating leads through prospecting and marketing. Prospecting is when you go out and find leads, and marketing is when you attract leads and they seek you out. Not only are they working to get new leads, but they are also working to get new repeats and referrals, referral business from your sphere of influence. The sphere of influence are people that you know. So with prospecting and marketing, I do a little bit of both. I have to. I do more so marketing, I think, than I do prospecting. I think, and I should turn it around. I should be more personable, but I'm a social media person, so that's where I get the marketing thing from. Any questions, comments so far? Y'all stop me. This is a conversation.
Well, my thing is this, Shakira. It's okay that you're more of a social media person, so you do more marketing. With me, I'm more of the prospecting because I'm more personal. I like the face-to-face. I like the conversation. So it's really okay because if we do enough of each one of them, even if one is a little bit, it's not a 50-50, one is a little bit more than the other, we still should get the same results.
Exactly. And like I said, we're all different.
I agree. I agree with Vicky. I'm more, in person. Because I hated it when the pandemic started and we couldn't interact. Because I love it. I love interacting. I love making eye contact, and just talking face to face and all. Going out to coffee shops, having lunch, things like that. That's me all day.
Me too, Jera.
But I need to work on the social media part. I need to do more of that. I need to do some more, have making a footprint in social media.
You have to be intentional about it, Gerald. You have to set a calendar. That's something I did over the holidays. I set a calendar for Monday through Friday of things that I'm just going to put out there on Facebook. And it's not going to always, and what I learned before, it's not going to always be real estate. Like today, Wednesday, I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to start marketing other small businesses here. Because believe it or not, when we say it takes a village for everything, not just to raise a child. If I'm marketing those people, they're going to eventually start marketing me too.
That's right. That's right. And even as you said, it takes a village, not just for our children. It takes a village for us to support each other, to have a better community, to have a better city, state, and
Yes.
country. So that's the thing. It all comes together.
Yep.
Mhm.
So and that's one thing I was being intentional about today. I marketed a food truck, which is delicious. It is just one of those things that I was. And the Lord said, you know what? You just ate there last week. Why you didn't tell anybody about them? Put them out there. They didn't ask me. They probably didn't know if they saw my post today. But I did it because that's what I was led to do. That's who God told me to do this week.
That's right. That's right. And you know, even with that, Shakira, I mean, whether they see it today or tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
the thing about it is you did it because he told you to do it. And the
Right.
thing is, what we make happen for others, God said
Mm-hmm.
he'll make it happen for us.
Yep.
So I'm a
So
firm believer of that. You know, you won't even know um, why so many people are coming to you, but God will remind you that you remember when you were thinking about somebody else and
mm-hmm.
not yourself, and you did
Right.
this. These people saw that. Even those very same people that you were marketing, they say, "Did you see that realtor that um, put our food truck on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook?" You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just one, and like I said, it's gonna be business that I personally use because I can't put something out
Speak
there.
for
I don't
some.
speak for something I don't know anything about. So there are
Mhm.
Mm-hmm,
just people that I have lined up that I've used before. That hey, why not? What does it hurt? It doesn't take anything from me.
Right.
mm-hmm,
So so that was part one. We're talking about prospecting and marketing. In part two, they're working with their database, their leads and contacts. Leads and
mm-hmm,
contacts are broken into different parts of your database because you will be working with and communicating with each group in a different way. They are working to stay on top of mind and have conversations through different touches or activities, phone calls, handwritten letters, event invitations, which we're kind of limiting right now, text messages, and promotional materials are all examples of how they might be communication with their database. I know for me, it wasn't for my database per se, but over the holidays, I did door hangers for my neighborhood. And I got a lot of contacts from those people. And most of them, 97% of them said that, maybe end of the year, next year, that they'll be looking into moving or selling their homes. But they know more personally, they have a realtor down the street.
mm-hmm,
It's someone right here.
mm-hmm.
So I just did little door hangers. And I think, did I send it to you, Miss Vicky? I know I sent it to
You
Katie.
sent it to
Yeah.
me. You sent it to me for me to see it and
Yeah.
ask me what did I think about that, which was a
Mm-hmm.
great idea, and it was so professional, and they were so nice.
And it cost me what, $40?
Mm-hmm.
If that, because I got them printed at the FedEx, and I did them online. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then in part three, we have our sales pipeline is the final piece of the model. Once a lead or a contact has raised their hand to do business and has identified a timeline to close, they go into step 4, which is cultivate, which is the beginning of the last piece of the model. So the remaining steps, of course, will have to be completed, which is the appointment, being active, under contract, and close. And after the transaction is closed, the contact moves. This is something that I had to remember. Move that contact back up to your database. Don't forget about them. Because, like we said, they're moving every 8 to 10 years. And we don't want to wait to the 7th year to start contacting them. You still have to cultivate these people that you've already worked with. Like in my statement, I always say, it goes beyond the sale. Our relationship goes beyond the sale because once we close, we're not done with each other. You're going to continue to hear from me from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
So even I know for me, this past Christmas, I haven't had many clients this year that I've sold anything to. But what I did, the listing that I had, I even sent something to the person that bought that because I knew where they stayed at. That was my listing. I sent them a little gift.
And how do you think that made them feel? Oh, she was not even my agent, and she thought about me.
He
I
contacted
don't,
me on Facebook, requested to be my friend on Facebook, and told me how much he appreciated it.
and that's the thing. Hopefully, you know, that the agent that they worked with would continuously keep in contact with
Mm-hmm.
them. Nevertheless, if they don't,
I'll be top of mind. And it was just, it was nothing big. It was just a nice card. And I put a little $10 gift card in. That was it. I knew he had just moved. I gave him a little $10 Home Depot card. That's all I did.
wow.
That was it. Cost me $10. And I actually, because I knew where he stayed at, I just dropped in the mailbox because it's not too far from my house. So I didn't even pay postage.
Wow.
So, yep. So going back into lead generation again. Okay. In the life of an agent's business, it should never stop. Lead generation should never, ever stop. That's our business. It's purposeful, and my word, intentional. It moves you closer to your goals and is a part of the larger strategy. We're going to hear that lead generation is the big goal. It's what starts us to get to the big goal. We just define prospecting as active lead generation. And marketing as more of a passive lead generation effort. How do you think agents that perform at a high level of success will use lead generation? What are your comments on that?
I think what your word, being intentional. I think that's, how they operate at a high level. And, that's something I need to implement, put in my repertoire. Because actually I had a contact, buyer contact, and that reached out to me, and I gave her all the information that she asked for, and I sent her my app. I sent text messages, just to try to make contact, and I haven't heard from her. So I don't know, and I don't know if I need to push, I don't know what I need to do, I don't know if I need to, try to work harder, get her back on the hook.
When was the last time you talked to her?
Well, I haven't received, let me see, the first contact was November 29th. And I sent out my app, and I know I could have done more over the holidays, maybe, sent something out in reference to that. But
it's only 6 days in the new year. Happy New Year.
Well, the entire January, whether I'm answering my phone, calling somebody, sending something, Happy New Year is the entire January for me.
Yes.
And I don't know if I told you all, but since me and my husband been married, which has been 10 years now, I have never put up a Christmas tree. Well, I was intentional about putting up a Christmas tree this year, and it's staying up the whole year. It's decorated now with New Year's stuff on it. Next month will be the love month, Valentine's Day, and all of that. And March is St. Patrick's, and I can even add whatever family members I have that birthdays are that month, they're going on the tree. I was just so excited and so
you know
loving.
What, Miss Vicki? That is, I'm sitting here looking at my tree like, that is an awesome idea.
That is.
I'm sitting here looking at my tree now like, you know what? I'm going to keep Christmas up January, and then February I'm going to do that's it, Miss Vicki. You just helped me out.
Some people are so superstitious till they feel like, oh, you still got that Christmas tree up. Yes, because I had to get my mind right. I really bought a big, beautiful tree. I had to get my mind right because it was a lot of work for me to put it up. I'm going to utilize it. I loved what I saw.
That's great.
Me and my friend put it up, and I said, I am going to, it's staying up. And I am. I have to, I told you all, I'm not on social media for a little while, but you'll have to see my January tree, or even maybe you'll just see my February tree, because I've already started every month before. I'm already starting to buy stuff
Mhm.
for my tree for that month. So I'm
And
just
I'm
excited.
and I'm gonna have to steal
That's
your
a great idea.
thoughts this year, Miss Vicky, because
Well,
I'm doing it this year.
Well,
I'm doing that.
when I worked in dialysis, we went to the corporate office in Birmingham and they had this huge tree. And every month they had it decorated with something. And I was like, wow, every time I went in. When it was when football season started, they had it all, the college
Mhm.
teams. It was just awesome. It was
That's a great
beautiful.
idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
That's a great idea. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So yeah,
Yeah. So
that's what I'm doing.
I'm doing that. I'm
Mhm.
doing that. So yeah, so that's what we were talking about, the prospecting and marketing. Prospecting is being an active lead generation, and marketing being more passive. Um, and they attract leads and
I'm,
leads come to them. Uh-huh.
give me 1 minute. I'm gonna step off somebody up front, but I'm here.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Okay. So and we talked about, like you said, the being intentional and doing, those marketing things or those prospecting things. That's what helps in your lead generation. Hey, Cherie, I see you're on. If you can talk, just jump in when you want to, darling. This is a conversation. We don't have a video. Supposed to have been a video, but it didn't come on. So now we're being prospecting based and marketing enhanced. And this is something we were talking about earlier. Um, the lead generation is an ever evolving list of ideas, methods, and practices that bring leads into our businesses. There are broad categories of both prospecting and marketing to choose from. And these are listed in your student guide if you print those out. Even though a variety of factors, the markets, the agent's preferences, budget, and goals will dictate the type of sources you use, it is best to practice to be prospecting based and marketing enhanced. Marketing is, like I said, is indirect. It should attract leads and support enhance your prospective conversations. Example, sending a direct email advertisement or leading while doing door-to-door knocking is then leveraging the material to have a follow-up conversation. But when you're doing prospecting based, is proactive and directing, like you said earlier, Gerald. That's when you're going out, you're at the grocery store or you're at gas station or wherever, and you're just directly talking to that person.
Mm-hmm.
It's more personal. It's a one-on-one thing.
Yeah.
I do that. I just not as much, and I should. I guess even though I'm a very outgoing person, I still have a thing about approaching people. I feel like I'm approachable, but I just have a thing about approaching people. So, but once you start with me now, it's on. So now once you start talking to me, I'm gonna get it in there. So that's one
Yeah.
thing I have to be more intentional about, is being, just, hey, what's the worst they can say is no. Worst they can say is I don't feel like talking. So I try to do things to make people talk to me. Like I want to be a walking billboard and say, hey, people, like I got to get with Dave today to see who makes his shirts. I want me a shirt. I want my daughter to have one. I want my husband to have one. I want people to come to me. But that's just not how I should be prospecting based. I should be going to them.
Mm-hmm.
So and being prospect, it keeps you in an active versus reactive situation. Because if I'm going to them, I'm in control. And we always want to be those who, like that, those who ask the questions are the ones that are in control. And that's what we want to do. And it allows you to focus on proactive customer creation activities that will be critical to your ability to hit your numbers when the market shifts. And we went through a big shift last year, but we definitely hit the ceilings and did great things. Why do you think it's better to be prospecting based and marketing enhanced? Do you have any comments on that?
What, like I stated earlier, you know, to me, as far as me,
Mhm,
I just I'm more sociable.
mhm.
I just interact a whole lot better. I don't know if I'm just not used to the social media deal to really have a real presence. Every so often, I'll post something. Um, but you know, really for me, because I find anything, I could be out, gas station, store, anything, and if I'm talking to somebody, I can always come up with something, like, hey,
Yes.
you know, that's a lovely jacket, or if they
Mhm.
wearing some gear, like
Yeah.
Alabama, Auburn, anything like that, where you can strike up, you yell out, roll tide, war eagle, what have you, and then you just go into it.
Yeah.
Um, that's a lot easier for me to do, but I'm working on it.
Yes.
And also like wearing a pin, wearing a
Yeah.
Delta
Wearing our
pin.
badge and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wearing your
I've started,
badge,
even if I'm wearing a t-shirt and some jeans, I try to stick my
t-shirts.
badge on.
Right,
This
right,
so if
right.
I'm in line at the store, people say something. So
Hmm.
another thing is prospecting is um is less cost effective
Right,
because marketing, I don't spend a whole lot of money, but you do put out more money being marketing based
right.
because you have to print stuff, you have to go buy stuff, you have to do those things. But if I'm just talking is free. So it's that those are some big things. Um, you have a better chance of developing relationships when you're being prospective based and connections and put those in your database. And another thing I've learned to do, especially when you're being prospective, just pay attention to what they say. I've learned to put a lot of notes, like so if they have children, where they work, the things they like to do, that Ford method, everything they list in that Ford method, that conversation that we discussed Monday, just put those little details down. Those help with closing gifts. It helps with a lot of different stuff. If
Hmm.
someone says, "Oh, I love," "Oh, I hadn't had a Coke in a while," we all go show a house, go buy them a Coke. This little simple stuff, little things. I know for me, little things go a long way.
Long way.
When my husband bring me a Mr. Goodbar home, that gets him a lot of points. I don't have to have a bag. I don't have to have. I want just little stuff. He
Right,
knows.
right. That's
So
great.
those
That's great.
those are those type things. It allows you to become in tune with the people and everything like that. So when it's marketing, it's money intensive, it's passive, and it's long-term results. I'm sorry, I cannot talk today. When it's prospecting, it's time intensive, but it's proactive and you get immediate results. Now let's go on to our database. Let's talk about our database. Hold on, y'all. My child is talking. Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Why you? I'm working, baby. You better. Okay. I think the internet is out at school. Yeah, I think I gotta come check my message on my phone. I think your school's internet out. Come check my messages. I'm sorry, she's in school.
Oh yeah.
And their internet, I think the school's internet went out. Check the
Hmm.
remind messages. Okay. So now I want to talk about our database. Now, before we go any further, it's important that everyone understands the purpose of having a database. They are. At Keller Williams, we have developed Command. Part of the platform, Command, is their database. This is something else I need to start. Now, I can do basic stuff, get our contacts in, do the notes, put them on a few smart plans, do those things. But I need to be more intentional about doing it every day. That's me, and I'm 2021. I'm admitting all of my faults, and that's what I have to do.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So our database essentially stores information, is updated regularly. It can be organized to meet specific needs, and our lead generation feeds our database. It does. I have a habit of putting things in my phone and not in our database, and that's what I have to turn around. I have to take it out of my phone and put it in my database. Um,
Right.
it's a tool, like I said, essentially stores our customers and prospect contact information which is regularly updated with the new details and events. It can be organized and sorted as needed and is continually added to in order to increase business. It is a tool to nurture and manage our relationships, to track the interactions that we have with these people. A well-tended database produces leads. A powerful database managed by a powerful scheduled produces a predictable flow of leads. And from a predictable flow of leads, you can expect a predictable flow of business and income. Because at the end of the day, we do this for the income.
Yep.
We do this for the income. And like they said, the size of your database and the activity to follow up with the people in your database will determine the size of your bank account. Database equals data bank.
Right.
That's what it leads to.
And let me tell you, Shakira, one
Mhm.
thing I did with that was I used to get those, I used to get the business cards all the time, like,
Mhm.
just talking with people. And so I have a stack of them
Uh-huh.
on my table at home. So what I did was I just started storing
Mhm.
uh, those businesses, into my database and tagging them
Yeah.
with whatever, they do, whether
Mhm.
it's a handyman, a plumber,
Yeah.
electrician, a contractor, a painter.
And those are vendors you can use. Those are vendors you can use, say,
Right,
hey, when you have a buyer or a seller and they need things done around the house, hey, I know someone that does that.
right.
And that's what you can do with those.
Absolutely. Because the cards, they were just sitting on the table. I mean,
Uh-huh.
just there. And
Mm-mm.
so I was like, let me just put these in the
Yeah,
database.
put them in command. Put all your contacts in command. And
Right.
that's, I'm gaining relationships with, like you said, with painters and people that do things, floor people that do flooring and things. Those are contacts.
Yep.
Because if, like you said, when it takes, that's a village. Because the more I use them or the more I put their name out, they're gonna come into people because they're working on homes. They're looking for realtors, and Shacarol's gonna be top of mind because Shacarol helped them get some business. So if Gerald does the same thing, it's gonna be Gerald that's gonna be on top of Gerald's person's mind, because don't let Shacarol come in contact with him, because I'm putting him in my database and I'm gonna put him out there. So we have
Yeah.
to stay on
Mhm.
top of mind.
Right.
And
Right.
that's
And
all, and staying on top of mind with people.
mhm.
It's helping
Hmm.
and
each
that's
other
the
out.
and that's the thing. Even when we had talked about before, I'm not just giving people my business card. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be an exchange of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know how many people has given me their business cards and I've never made contact with them. And because we didn't exchange information, they didn't know how to get in touch with me.
Mm-hmm.
And even as you exchange numbers and business cards with people, you let them know what you do. They telling you what they do.
Yep.
So if I send you business, will you send me people that that are in the market to buy or sell?
That's it.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's just like, I called and speak the other day because I, just wondering about foreclosures, and I called Guardian Bank. They have a new person up there that she's brand new. She's looking for people to contact too. And so we started just having small conversation. So I'm one of the first people she's talked to in her new career. And so we're gonna be working together on some things,
Mhm.
keeping each other top of
Mm-hmm.
mind.
Yes, yes. Yep.
So like I said, we have let me see. Okay, our leads, you have your valid contact information and can have a one-way conversation where you are seeking permission. Then you have your contacts. You have valid contact information to have received permission to have a two-way conversation. So those are the main differences. A lot of people that start not to realize the difference between a lead and a contact. A lead is someone giving you someone else's information, and you haven't, that the other person doesn't really know it yet, and you're waiting to see if you can contact them. But a contact is someone that you've talked to, you've already, you started, there's a two-way conversation now. There's a two-way conversation now.
It's almost like prospecting and
Mm-hmm.
marketing.
Yes.
Yeah. A contact you made some personal contact with, and a lead is somebody that you have maybe not made contact with, but you have their information, and you're going to
Yes.
touch bases with them to turn them into a contact.
You know, like you get LinkedIn people when you have some social media people that y'all don't really talk, but you know, they're y'all are mutual friends. Those are like, you know, and people like, you know, different neighborhoods. Like I have people down the street. They're not contacts. I don't know them, but they're leads because they're there.
Right.
But once I start having these conversations with them and they engage in those conversations, they become a contact.
Exactly.
So that's like your sphere of influence, your family, your friends, your neighbors, former co-workers, current co-workers, your school classmates, teammates, your children's friends, parents, those type people.
Yep.
So this is what we're talking to leads and touching and connection to people. The part of having a successful database is to establish a consistent and purposeful communication. This comes in the form of using a touch campaign to stay top of mind. And then on your in your participation guide on page 7, it goes a little further. The recommended touch campaign for leads and contacts. Leads is 19 to connect. So that means you have 4 touches. There's quarterly phone calls, 12 touches. There's monthly email, newsletter, marketing report, or video. So that'll be something like once a month. Then you have 2 touches of promotional direct mail, such as a magnet or a calendar or a marketing report. And then there's 1 big touch, like an annual event, a party, a movie, a screening, or a get together. That is something that we didn't really see last year. But some people had like, you know, virtual things going on, virtual parties and virtual things going on. Sorry. And then we have for your contacts, you have 36 to convert. There's 4 touches by telephone calls, 26 touches by weekly emails, offer some type of information to value of the customers. And these are things that in command that can go out automatically. You can set them up on smart plans. You have 2 touches, which to events or get together or parties. Then you have 4 more touches of promotional direct mail, such as a magnet calendar or marketing report or things like that. The relevant conversations mean relevant value. Timely conversations mean greater opportunity to convert the lead to a contract and on to a closed transaction. So, any comments on the touches and the connections?
Excuse me. Yeah, you know, this is why it's important to do Ignite, you know, over or each time, is because let me tell you, when we first started with this last year, when I was looking at those touches and I'm like, you know,
what is all of this?
I can't do that. That's too much.
Look, I'm like, for one, Gerald,
yes,
not to cut you off. I was looking like, okay, Vicky, you barely do know how to go in and look at the stuff you need to create an opportunity so you can get paid for a transaction that has closed. And this thing said 36.
Right.
I'm
right.
like, okay, where do I start? So it's okay. Your coach was saying the same thing.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like you said, it's funny you say that because when we saw this last year, I'm looking like,
yeah,
how am I supposed to do that?
Right.
I don't know these people. What am I supposed to do?
Right. And now it just seems so clear, you know,
It's so
especially
clear.
Understanding, you know, the database and how it does it for you.
That's it.
You know, it's like, oh, okay, I understand it so much better now.
That's it.
I told you, when I went in with the little that I've been taught since we've been doing this, initially like, okay, when, where, and how am I going to do that? I sent out a smart plan for New Year's, and people, my husband was on the phone, like I said, and our family friend said, tell Vicky I got a happy New Year. And it said it came from her. And I said, remember I sent you something a while ago letting you know this is my business number. You can't call in on it, but it is associated with me. It's not a scam. And he was like, wow. So me, myself was like, yes, you did it. You know? Yeah.
Yes.
So
That's awesome.
Yes.
It's
So
great.
this
It's
is, like you
great.
said, this is one of those things where when we said in business meeting, taking these classes over and over again, it starts to make sense. Now we're
Yes.
implementing those things. When we took this last April, I think that was the first time we took it.
Mm-hmm.
We were looking like, I've only been in here 2 days. Like, what, how, 36 touches? Who I'm touching? What I'm supposed to do?
I thought it was crazy.
Yeah. Thought it looked crazy. It looked foreign, but hey, I'm not saying I did all 36. I may have done 20, but
That's
I've
great.
gotten better.
Yes.
I've gotten better. And my goal, be intentional and get it done. There's no excuse. We got it now, Gerald.
Yeah.
We know
Yeah.
what we're supposed to do now.
Yeah.
Now I have to be
It makes
intentional.
sense now.
Yeah, it makes sense now. So we're doing it. So yes. So let's get those leads and those touches in. Tech demo. I think it will. We all here know how to add. Well, we have classes that'll teach you how to add your contacts to your database, and they have Scott Leroy, all those classes and all those things going on to do all that. So I'm going to let Scott Leroy and all of our classes teach you how to add your contacts in to your database. And I think everyone here does. If not, if you call me, I'll be more than glad to help you.
And that's some of the things we're going to start purpose. And that's my word, purpose for Shakira, that we're going to purposely, I've already set some things. I've been proactive with setting up things that I want people to get on. And even with us having our new tech person, she's excited about. So it's going to be these database things in command that she's going to be, Sarah is going to be doing. I'm going to ask her to do, and I know she's going to so love doing it. So we're going to have some of those on our coaching calls.
Okay, that's awesome. And like I said, and when we're in there to talk about tagging your customers, I have made it a habit of tagging something for everyone that I put in my data, even if it's just my sphere of influence, or if they're another agent, if they're a painter, whatever, I tag them somehow, some way to put them in there, because in case I need to sort it, say, hey, I need a roofer, or I need a painter, or I need, I want to look at my sphere of influence, my family. Sometimes I just want to send my family stuff, or whatever, or people I went in high school with. For those things, I just, just tag them somehow, some way. This is all going into that. Let's get to the sales pipeline. Get there.
Vicky?
So, okay, the final segment of the database is the sales pipeline. At this point of the model, we have used prospecting and marketing, which are lead generation activities, to bring leads and contacts into your database. You have worked with both segments of your database through touch campaigns to stay top of mind in the conversations. That is, this when you have conversations and deepen relationships. Leads and contacts will raise their hands to do business with you. At that point, the lead to contact enters the final phase of the lead generation model sales pipeline, starting with step 4, cultivating. Cultivating your leads and contacts is your ultimate goal to win the appointment and will launch you to your new goal of a closed contract. In Command, KW has developed smart plans, this is what we talked about, which will automate in the way we cultivate and stay in touch in communications. That is how we do the touches. Smart plans, smart plans, smart plans, smart plans. So those 36 touches don't look so far off when we start implementing smart plans. So that's what we need to start doing more of. When I say we, I mean me. So I'm talking to me. As I'm teaching this, I'm talking to me as well. those are one of those things I have to do, is being intentional about getting my smart plans out, and different ones. Like I got the birthdays, the home anniversaries, but I want to do other ones. I want to dive in deeper. The transaction process through the appointment is to active, then under contract, and to close. And you will mirror these steps for the model. After the transaction has closed, the contact moves back to the database and continues the interactive value-based touch program to deepen the relationship. Then you put them on other types of touches. Once it closes, put them on your anniversaries. Like I said, people with kids. I'm a mother. They love you to talk about their children. So even I tried, if I can get their children's birthdays, just to send them a text, just say, hey, tell Maddie happy birthday, or tell such and such happy birthday. Be like, oh, you remember my child's birthday.
Major.
You just put those things in your calendar. You don't have to remember that. Just put it in your calendar. It'll pop up. So those are things we don't have to remember. We do it when we're supposed to do it. Those are major touches. A simple birthday for somebody that you're not, related to, you get that message, you're like, wow, that's personable. They'll think I really remember their birthday.
Yeah.
and my phone remember their birthday, not me. So, and those are things that go a long way with people. So you have any ahas or questions about the lead generation model?
Well, even as I was saying earlier, just with me being purposeful with sitting down and reading over the Ignite material the day before, it's like, like Gerald said earlier, we were so far off initially. And now it's, okay, I got it. Oh, it's not that much, but we got to digest it a little bit at a time and not get too full all at once and feel miserable like, oh, where do I go from here? So just eating a little bit at a time and being purposeful as we eat it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like you said, I know for me, my goal this year is just be more intentional about everything, getting in command more, doing my touches more, getting my smart plans. That's it. That's what it boils down to for me. And taking the stuff out my phone and putting it into command.
Right.
So
right.
That's for me. So those are the things. And if there's nothing else, that will be it, Miss Vicki.
Well, that's it. And thank you so much, Carol. And I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Just excited. Yes.
We have this. 2021 is gonna be better than 2020.
Yes, it is. It's on the way because we are intentional and
purposeful. That's it.
That's right. Well, I'm getting ready to call you because I do want to talk to you about some. Okay. All right, darling.
All right. Bye-bye.